I feel like this year has been all about desk setups for me. I've completely revamped my main setup. I built the second one, and I'm actually planning on a third one like next month or so. And as many desks as that is, it's honestly one of my favorite things to do, and I know you guys love it as well. Since I've been working on so many setups lately, I thought I'd share with you 10 desk accessories that have actually been worth the money. So whether you want to clean up your space, upgrade your gear, or just need some fresh ideas for gifts, I hope this video gives you a few options. Let's start with something super simple but super useful: cleaning your setup. This handheld duster I grabbed off Amazon is an essential for keeping things clean and looking fresh for setups. It's compact, has a minimal design, and has a few different attachments, and runs for about 20 minutes on a full charge at full speed, and also takes about 2 hours to charge over USB-C. It's perfect for cleaning keyboards or blowing dust out of tight spots, but blowing dust just moves it around. It doesn't actually get rid of it. So I always tend to wipe my desk down first with a microfiber cloth and use this duster for any leftover dust and for places that I just can't really reach. Bonus, it's also great for unboxings. Instead of taking time like wiping screens down or the desk with a cloth, I just use it to like quickly clean the space. Well, it might not actually be super clean, but at least it looks super clean, which is obviously like just as important. If you're like me, video calls and meetings have basically taken over your life, so looking and sounding good is more important than ever, and that means a good webcam is a must. This is the Obsbot Tiny2 Lite, and it packs a 1.5-inch CMOS sensor that can shoot 4K at up to 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60 frames per second. The image quality is sharp and crisp and miles better than any built-in webcam. What really sets it apart is the dual-axis gimbal with AI power tracking, so whether you're close up or moving around, it keeps you perfectly framed, and by moving on the gimbal, there is no digital zoom like center stage, so you get full quality no matter what. Setup is easy, just plug it in via USB-C and clamp it to your monitor or your laptop. Plus it supports gesture control 2.0, so you can control the Tiny2 Lite without even touching anything. There's also handy preset modes where you can save camera angles, image settings, and other preferences. Alright, so a quick video and audio test on the Obsbot Tiny2 Lite. As you can see, it's tracking me around, does such a good job at tracking. There's also gestures built in, so I can zoom in, zoom back out. It's actually really close to my face. But yeah, it looks good. It sounds good. I argue it looks just as good as a mirrorless or DSLR camera. Oh, there's you. That's you right there. It's not actually you, but that's you. Let me know what you guys think. Does this look good? Does this sound good? I use this for like every single one of my meetings, and the benefit to this little package is that it is so small. It's so lightweight. It's on top of my MacBook Air screen right now. And yeah, but let me know. What do you guys think? Does it look good? Does it sound good? I think it does. With its large 1.5-inch CMOS sensor, the Obsbot Tiny2 Lite really stands out when it comes to low light performance. Most webcams tend to struggle in dim setups, producing grainy or washed out footage, but this one captures sharp, vibrant video even if your space isn't perfectly lit. The autofocus is another highlight, as it's incredibly fast, noticeably quicker than what you get with like a typical camera, and if you move around, step out of frame, or lean back, it instantly adjusts and locks back onto you within seconds as you return. It makes the whole experience feel seamless, like the camera is always keeping up with you rather than the other way around. For the size and price, this thing is packed with impressive features, and I've been trusting Obsbot with their webcams for the past like 2 years now, and because of the size, I already have one permanently in my bag for travel because it's just crazy small and compact, and of course looks great. No great desk setup is complete without a great chair, and the autonomous ErgoChair Pro just nails it. And comfort matters, but so does posture support and long-term ergonomics, and this chair checks every box. Right away, the sleek monitor design stands out, and the breathable mesh keeps things cool during long sessions, and with 9 points of adjustability, it's basically made for everyone. The headrest tilts and shifts vertically for proper neck support whether you're upright or reclined, and the mesh backrest is airy yet supportive. Pair that with the lumbar cushion and you're basically ready to sit for hours on end. The 4D armrests adjust in every direction and strike a nice balance, not too firm but yet not too soft. The autonomous ErgoChair Pro offers a height range of 46 to 50 inches, a weight capacity of 350 pounds, a mesh seat and back, adjustable lumbar support, 4D armrests, 22-degree recline with 5 lockable positions, and seat depth plus forward tilt up to 10 degrees. Once you got the adjustments dialed in, it makes long work sessions just actually enjoyable, and let's be honest, good lumbar support and back alignment are just non-negotiables at this point. And if you're spending serious time at your desk, Autonomous has basically nailed it. Autonomous was also kind enough to set up a discount code for you guys, so make sure to hit the link in the description and use the code SETUPCB at checkout. You've probably heard me talk a lot about storage, and that's because it's such a key part to any setup, whether it's for work, personal use, or a mix of both. Having fast, reliable storage is essential. One of my go-to solutions for external storage is Thunderbolt SSDs, and this new TerraMaster D1 SSD Plus enclosure is the perfect option. It supports supports M.2 NVMe SSDs, has a solid aluminum build that doubles as a heatsink, and even comes with rubber feet so it won't scratch up your desk. Installing your SSD is super straightforward. Just undo the single captive screw, pop in your drive, peel the included thermal pad, and close it back up. It works with both Thunderbolt 4 and USB 4, so you get speeds at up to 40 gigabits per second. For my testing, I paired it with the Oracle IG740 Pro Gen 4 NVMe M.2 SSD, which is seriously fast. Read speeds hit up to 74,000 megabits per second, and write speeds at up to 65,000 megabits per second. That's just industrial grade performance, but it's good for home use as well. So whether you're loading like massive games or moving huge files around, everything just happens basically within seconds. In my actual transfer test that I ran for about like 5 minutes or so, I got about 3 gigabit for the write speeds and about 2.7 gigabit average for the read speeds, which is more than enough for editing 4K 10-bit video, raw photo workflows, and even ProRes projects. It does get warm after like a 2.5–3 hour long editing session, but that's kind of expected for a high performance SSD enclosure. Not to mention the all body handles the heat as it is like a heatsink, and it also does stay completely silent, which is pretty nice. This next accessory has been a staple in my setup for the past 5 years now, and it's the CalDigit Thunderbolt docking station. I started with the Thunderbolt 3 model, and I'm now using the Thunderbolt 4 version, which I think is hands down the best dock that you can get. On the front, you get 2 UHS-2 SD card slots, 1 full size and 1 micro SD, 2 USB-C ports, 1 with 20 watts of power delivery, a USB-A port, and a 3.5mm combo jack for headphones or headsets. On the back, there's the power input for the 230 watt power supply, 3 Thunderbolt ports, 1 upstream to your computer, and 2 Thunderbolt 4 USB 4 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, another USB-C port, separate 3.5mm audio in and out jacks, 4 USB-A ports, 2 with offline charging, and a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port for fast network speeds like connecting to a NAS. Every USB port supports at least 10 gigabits per second for data transfer speeds, so no matter what you connect to your computer, you're gonna get that full speed. The Ethernet port is multi-gig, which is great for connecting to like a NAS, for example, and the power delivery hits 98 watts, which is more than enough for most MacBooks and USB-C iPads. For displays, you can connect through the Thunderbolt port or the DisplayPort, with support ranging from a single 6K display up to like multiple 4K displays depending on your Mac. It might look minimal, but the TS4 is an absolute powerhouse. More ports than you'll ever even need, super fast speeds for anything you want to connect to it, and trust me, there's a good reason why I use this and so many others use this to power their entire desk setups. If you're anything like me, almost everything charges over USB-C, the mouse, the keyboard, air duster, phone, laptop, tablet, you name it, it's USB-C. But here's the thing, most of the cables that come with your devices are either too short or honestly feel kind of cheap, and that's why I always recommend investing in good quality braided cables, and hey, if you can get high transfer speeds along with that, even better. Personally, I rotate between 3 types: the Apple Thunderbolt cables, which are basically like my go-to for everything now. There's the CalDigit Thunderbolt Pro cables, which are basically just as good as Apple's, but a little easier on your wallet. And then also Ugreen cables. They're super reliable for charging. I use them basically like all over the place for accessories that don't need data but need to be charged or powered. Now, yes, good cables can feel expensive at first, but trust me, they are worth it. I recommend going for braided cables that support at least 10 gigabits per second for transfer speeds. Personally, I've moved entirely to Thunderbolt cables at this point. That way, no matter how much power a device needs or how many large files I'm moving around, I know I'm always going to get the maximum speed and power possible. This next desk accessory is actually one of the most asked about items in my setup, the portable monitor. And over the years, I've tried different like versions and variations of them, but they're all from the same brand, which is UPERFECT. And this one is easily the best one yet, the UColor O2. It's a 16-inch 3K OLED portable monitor with a 120 Hz refresh rate. It also happens to be the very first 16-inch 3K OLED portable monitor just on the market. The display quality is the first thing that stands out, as you're getting a 2880 by 1800 resolution, and it's in a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, which basically lines up exactly with like the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which means macOS scaling looks basically perfect, and you get that buttery smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, which at this point I feel like is an essential almost at any setup. Since it's OLED, you're getting 100% coverage of the DCI-P3 color space, a 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, blacks are true black, colors are vibrant, and details are incredibly sharp. Plus, it gets bright enough to use comfortably in almost every environment. It does, I think it's 500 nits of brightness, so whether you're editing, designing, gaming, or just watching content, it just looks fantastic. Now, I don't typically use this as like my main monitor. It's kind of great as like a utility display, so perfect for keeping like music, files, or reference windows open without cluttering up my main screen. But honestly, there are moments where I just like to work on smaller screens. It kind of gives me like that focused MacBook or iPad kind of feeling, and I love using this portable monitor for that. One big win here is its connectivity, as it runs over a single USB-C cable, which handles both the power delivery and the full display quality. So just plug it in with a high quality like Thunderbolt cable and you're all set. So see, like investing in your USB-C cables is actually worth it. All right, let's talk about it. Cable management. It's not the most exciting part of a setup, but it honestly might be the biggest thing that either makes or breaks how your setup looks overall. And the best part is you don't need to spend that much to get it to look clean and minimal. Here's what I rely on every time I'm putting a setup together. Number one is cable sleeves. I only recently started using these and I can't believe I waited so long, as they just like instantly bundle up all those messy wires into one clean looking run. Second is 3M clips, which is great for routing cables, especially around corners, surprisingly, or just keeping your go-to cables within arm's reach without them dangling everywhere. And number three, cable channels. My personal favorite, and I think the most important one, as these let you run wires neatly under your desk. Even if you grab like the larger one, you can hide your like power bar inside, but even the smaller ones make such a massive difference. And here's a tip: don't be afraid to drill into your desk. I used to rely only on 3M strips, but screws are much more reliable in the long run. And let's be real, nobody's looking under your desk anyways, so those little holes that you make, nobody's gonna see them. Lighting is one of the most underrated upgrades you can make to your desk setup, and I've been using the BenQ ScreenBar Halo 2 for over a year now across 2 different setups, and it's been fantastic. If you've worked in a dim room, then you already know the problems. You get eye strain for low or uneven lighting, there's screen glare or reflections from desk lamps, and bulky lights just take up valuable desk space. The ScreenBar Halo 2 solves all of that, as it just clips onto your monitor. There's no stands or desk clutter, and it lights your workspace without any screen glare. The wireless controller lets you adjust brightness and color temperature independently, or just hit auto like I do and it just does it all for you. Unlike traditional lamps that reflect off your screen or shine into your eyes, the ScreenBar uses a precise reflector system and asymmetric lighting to eliminate any sort of glare. It's honestly been one of the best investments, as I tend to work really late into the night, and this just helps with eye strain, eye fatigue, and also lights up your desk quite nicely, like a nice right over your keyboard or your mouse, and it just looks nice. It also looks aesthetically clean, which is always a huge plus. I'm great at keeping coffee at my desk, but water, not so much. So to fix that, I've been using the LARQ bottle PureVis 2. It's a smart water bottle that purifies your water and tracks how much you drink. It connects to the LARQ app and syncs with Apple Health, so I can monitor my water intake. It's double wall insulated, so it keeps your water cold for hours, and it self-cleans using UVC lights, so no weird smells or scrubbing required. Plus, it looks super clean and, oh, I got it right. Plus, it looks so clean and sleek, and this color is actually, it's kind of a vibe. Honestly, it's been one of the best water bottles I have ever owned, and if you struggle to drink enough water like me, this is a solid investment. And I think there's a back to school sale going on right now, so it might be a great time to grab one. So that's a quick look at some of my favorite desk accessories right now. Hopefully you found a few things that you found interesting and want to add to your setup. Everything will be linked in the description down below, and they will be affiliate links, so if you want to support the channel, just use those links. But honestly, more importantly, if you like the video, just give it a like, share it to a friend, and if you like Apple tech or desk setup related content, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. This is like my third take. My throat's hurting. We're almost there. We're almost done. At least I got water. Where's my coffee?